Hello again. Hi, I'm teacher Oakley. I had to think about that for a second. Who am I? Yeah, teacher Oakley. Welcome to Verbling, and welcome to the class. And in this class, we will have another discussion. We will go on to part 2 of life itself. Last class, we talked about birth and babies and traditions surrounding newborn children. In this class, we're going to talk about dun, 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 marriage. Chow, how many times have you been married and divorced?
I don't know. Let me think. I can't count it. It's just countless.
Countless times. Actually,
10 times per year.
10 times per year. Woo! Okay. Actually, I'm very interested, Chow. I'm so happy you're here. Is there divorce in China? Is it common?
I think it is common now recently because
Really?
I think in some yes, I heard some words about the divorce rate in New York at about half of 15%.
Yeah.
50%. I don't know, and it is very high. But and in the past, in the old ancient China, the divorce is a strange thing, and it is not social acceptable. But now in some big cities, it is very common, and I would say natural to divorce. And
Natural.
It's also very high, and the rate is about 50% in some like Shanghai and some big cities. But yes.
Okay. Yeah, and I think your numbers are accurate. I think United States, it's very, very close to 50% of marriages end up in divorce. I think your numbers are right, Chow. I think they're good, and that's not just New York. That's all of the United States. Hey, Igor, how many times have you been married? 10?
No, how to say no one? No.
No, you're a bachelor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how to say no? You asked me how many times I was married, so how to answer?
Okay, how many times have you been married? I'm a bachelor. I've never been married.
I never been married.
Or you could say I'm still single.
Yeah, I'm still single, but I would like.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm afraid Nadia's taken, and is it Roxanne or Anastasia over there?
No, I continue this subject. This Roxanne.
Okay, Roxanne. Roxanne, how many times have you been married?
No. Can you give me please another question?
Yes, I can. Chow was mentioning, actually, we can hardly talk about marriage without talking about divorce, unfortunately. In Kazakhstan, is the divorce rate high? Do people get divorced?
It's now, yes.
Really?
When my grandmother lived, there's not too many divorces. It's too many divorces in Kazakhstan also, like everywhere now, because traditional, it's old time. It's not divorce. Because women cannot work too much, cannot do much educations like it's nowadays. I think now women more independent than before. That's too many divorce now. I think it's my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, I think you
You
have.
not agree? You not
No,
agree?
no. I do. I think you're right. More and more often, divorce is becoming more and more common in many
Yeah.
countries.
Too many feminists. Too many feminists.
Too
You know this?
many feminists. Oh
Feminist.
my
Yes.
goodness, I'm not touching that one. I have no comment. Nadia,
Mm-hmm.
Roxanne says there's too many feminists.
That's the
Oh,
word.
oh my goodness. Nadia, what is your
Too
reaction?
many feminists everywhere in all countries.
She agrees. You agree?
I have to. Women want equality with men. They want to drive tanks, fly planes, work in mines, something like that.
Drive tanks.
Become business ladies, rule the country. You know, all that
I
stuff. How
don't.
it all began.
I have not met any women who want to drive a tank. That's funny. Okay.
But one addition.
Yeah.
What foreign men say about Russian and Ukrainian ladies, they say that Russian and Ukrainian ladies are extremely feminine. They still preserve this unique feature.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, as a Westerner, I will tell you something else. Secret. We also think that Russian and Ukrainian women are very beautiful.
That's it.
Yes.
That's
Yes, we do. You definitely have that stereotype or that idea in American guys' heads that women are very beautiful in the
yeah.
Slavic and Russian countries.
That's why I was surprised. I didn't know that it became a trend, but many men want to marry a Russian or Ukrainian lady because of certain reasons. I know what the reasons are, but maybe someone else would like to speak about this. One reason is that they are good housewife. Good housewives, definitely. They can cook, they can keep the house clean, and the most important thing, they can take care of their husbands with passion. That's it. And they also would like to find a Ukrainian or Russian wife. There are lots of services, marriage agencies, something like that on the internet. But I didn't know. Once I saw it in one of American movies that there is even a service where you can choose a prospective wife on the catalog and book her on the internet, and they will deliver this wife to you.
Deliver. Ding dong. Okay. Wives are us.
Russian wife come.
RussianWife.com. Oh my goodness.
Can I share something?
Please help me.
Here in my country, but not in my country, but I from TV shows, from TV programs, from news, I deducted that usually American men who search, for example, Slavic women, they either are old after 50 years, or they have health problems. Or they do not have money. So they have some, how we can say that, you do not have something. They have problems. They have problems with head, or have other problems.
Like
head.
Mental problems?
Yeah.
Oh my.
All physical problems, or they do not have money enough money. They poor, or they are old, so they do not have potential on in their country. With classical American women. So basically, American women, they do not see this man as a partner, as a good partner. So they start to search on the internet Slavic woman. I deducted this from the news. From the
Yeah.
internet.
Okay. I might
And
add
and was some cases that Russian women, not Russian but Slavic women, they went to United States, and after that, or some problem they had with that husband. They
yeah.
treat them well, bad, or they beat them, or they killed them, so something like
geez.
that. Maybe it's
That's
this is
extreme.
stereotype, maybe, but
Yeah,
I
this
deducted
opinion
from the
Russian
news.
man. Opinion Russian man.
No. If you search on the internet, you would find some more
No,
information.
I say you true story. My sister married with Englishman. He for 3 years younger than she, and so and she stay in England and very happy because this man from abroad more take care about women than Russian men. Also, Russian men drunk and kill women Russian. Oh, you think only American men have to kill women?
Oh
Roman.
No,
my.
I said that
It's
America.
pressure for you.
I didn't say about England, man. I said about United States. Men.
Yeah.
But
Well,
maybe this is a stereotype.
No,
I do not say that
no.
this is true. I say that I deducted from the information that I read and saw and listened. So,
okay.
Sorry, I
you-
had before.
I'm not. I do not agree with this.
Okay.
Maybe,
Sorry.
but
This only internet. I have before American man boyfriend. If compare with Russian man, I so very happy with American, and I so very happy to go with him anywhere, not only America, any country, because he's I love him like a person, not like because he's American.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Right. It should have nothing to do with nationality. Actually, that's another marriage-related question. Are interracial, interculture, interreligious weddings common? Is it common for two different races to get married in your country? Does that happen ever? Is it common or very unusual for people from different religions or ethnicities to get married in your countries? I'm here in the Philippines, quite obviously. My wife is Filipino, so I know all about that the cultural problems and misunderstandings that can happen. Roman, are you there? I haven't had a chance to talk to you this class.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey,
I carefully here listen to debate between our Slavic people.
Yeah.
And I more agree with women because actually, first of all, our women can hit their husband. It's normal for our country. So I know that if our woman is married for American husband, she sometimes can hit him. So it's but if we talk about did you ask me about marriage between different religions?
Yeah. Absolutely, yes.
I think our women live in very, very bad circumstances, and it made them more patient, more devoted, and our women usually are ready to patient different cultures, different religion, but if man to have good relationship with her, she ready for a lot of things. And that's why our women so often leave our country. It's quite often situation. But on the other hand, we don't get used to have people from another cultures in our country. So it's normal when women leave Ukraine, for example, for living in Muslim countries. It's normal, but it's very rural cases when men, for example, men from another country stay for good in Ukraine. Because our people usually not very good accept people from another cultures, especially from Muslim, because as I mentioned, most of our people Orthodox. It's I think, yeah, and our culture not very good with our religion, people from our religion. It's my point of view.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. So I understand. Very rarely do they get married and then live in the Ukraine, but sometimes women marry foreigners, but they generally leave Ukraine. I got you. I understand. Chow.
Yes.
How about in China? Do you ever have do Chinese men or women ever marry foreigners?
Yeah, it is not so popular, but it is acceptable and common. I don't know. Maybe some men married the foreigner girls from a foreigner woman, and I think because the Chinese sex rate is imbalance. The men are more than women. Maybe some men need to import some foreigner to marry, and I don't know, but
You mean the ratio or percentage of men and women?
yeah.
Okay. What is it in China? What is the ratio?
The men are more than women, and I guess I did a paper. I wrote a paper, but I can't remember the specific status. But that's true, and I guess I don't know. It is imbalanced. So, and it says it is hard for a man to find a wife in China. If you relatively hard, and also for on the girls' part, they are willing to marry foreigner men, I think, and because I can't remember a saying, but it says exotic is ironic, and it means they. Do you understand that?
No.
Yeah.
Exotic is what?
Exotic is ironic.
Is ironic? Ironic? I don't understand.
No,
I understand, but I don't understand.
Okay, so it means they would think the foreigner men are more attractive than the native men. And that is a joke in.
That's
and also
because we are.
Maybe.
Joking. Yeah.
And there is a joke that in the subway a foreigner man was phoning with his girlfriend, and the man said, "You are a liar. You don't love me at all. You just want to practice oral English with me."
That's funny.
Yeah, and so it is social acceptable in China to marry the different religion and. Yes.
Chow, will you yourself? You're a young man. Will you get married someday? Do you think?
I have a girlfriend now, and we are in a very deep romantic relationship, and I think we will marry, and she thinks so.
And she thinks so.
I think she thinks so.
You think she thinks so.
She told me she thinks so.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have no choice buddy. Very funny. Okay. Well, congratulations. I'm happy to hear that you have a nice romantic working relationship. That's terrific. That's great. It's a wonderful thing.
But general, I think it is some nature that the men don't want to marry too soon.
Ah.
So do I, but I won't admit that.
We won't tell, Chow. We won't say anything. Is that, in fact, natural? Nadia, do you think that's true? What Chow's point? You think that's true? Do you think men naturally don't really want to get married?
It's at a certain age when they are teens or young, at their young 30s, but when they become older, when they are in their late 30s and their early 40s, late 40s, they start thinking differently because they want different things.
Yeah, they want somebody to clean up their mess, is what they want.
No, they want to have someone who they can trust and, believe me, who they can take care of.
Yeah. I actually agree with you.
Yeah, and you know, I just wanted to say about speaking about marriages. I just wanted to mention one thing that we can't imagine what the life of a monk in a monastery is, but we know that they get up at 4 a.m. and pray and devote all their day to praying and doing chores about the monastery, and they go to sleep very late, and all their life is devoted to doing something, to some routine works and all that stuff and prayers. So they only have to work and pray, walk and pray, walk and pray, and they don't have a single idle minute in their life. And it's very hard. We people who are not monks and who do not live in monasteries, who didn't devote our lives to God, we sleep at least 8 hours a day, and we have holidays and we have weekends and we can relax, do idle things, do nothing. We have this sort of privilege, and in comparison to life of an ordinary person, the life of a monk is 10 or 20 times harder in this relation. So they say that living in a marriage, the husband or with the wife, with your kids, is much harder than the life of a monk in a monastery.
Who says that?
I don't know. I just read it somewhere.
This is a joke, maybe.
No, this is not a joke.
Kind of joke.
I don't think it is a joke. I think
it's not a joke.
Why would it be harder?
Because a monk is concentrated only on his actions, only his duties, and it's sort of simple for this monk. This monk always knows, whether it's a male or female, always knows what to do. Every minute of his or her life is devoted to God, and he knows it's his choice, and he's focused and concentrated and devotes all his soul and his life to this purpose. This person is concentrated, let's say, in general, on one thing. And when you live in a family, you are concentrated on too many things, and you are not concentrated only on your duty, on yourself. It's much harder.
I think for a person from the monk, it's harder to live in the city. All things are harder to do, not only to live in a family. I mean, if they all day only pray and sleep, and after that wake up and pray, they may find it difficult to go to job and to do other things.
No, we are not discussing what difficulties they might have. I just am comparing the life of a concentrated person who can concentrate, let's say, on one thing, one and some more, and the life in a family. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I get your point. Things get ever so much more complicated when you're married and you have kids, because you have to be, you're not just worried about yourself. You're actually worried about them more than you're worried about yourself. And so you've got Okay, what's the problem with this kid? What's the problem with that kid? What's the problem with my wife? And, I think it's much more complicated, actually. Roxanne, did you have something you wanted to add to that? You were trying to say something.
No, I am agree 100% with Nadia.
Okay. All right. All right.
It's Nadia. It's Nadia, actually.
Nadia.
It's Nadia, sorry.
Nadia. Like Nadia Comaneci.
Absolutely. Everybody knows Nadia Comaneci.
Yeah.
That's why everybody knows my name.
Okay. Very good. All right. Cool. We've done some controversial topics and opinions and very nice debate. I'd like to hear a little description now. I want to hear what a wedding. Let's talk about an actual wedding ceremony. What happens in the wedding ceremony? What are some of the traditions? Do you have like a special bride party or a special groom party? Are there arranged marriages in your culture? What happens on the actual wedding day? Are there superstitions or are there certain traditions that are always upheld when we have when you have weddings? For example, in the American culture, it's bad luck to see the bride on the day of the wedding. Obviously, you guys have seen movies, so I think it's obvious. The bride wears white, which is supposed to symbolize her virtue and her virginity. Yeah, right. Anyway, there are certain traditions like exchanging rings and certain things like that. So I'd like you to kind of explain what happens in a wedding in your culture. I'll start with Roman. Roman, take us to the Ukraine.
Yes, I'm here. First of all, I want to say that I have a wife, and we have been married for 5 years. So
congratulations, sir.
Thank you. And I am very happy in my marriage. And secondly, I want to say about. I would like to say about marriage ceremony. In my country, people usually tend to Western tradition. So last 10 years, people usually make different party. For example, both people who are going to marry make a separate party. So girls for girls, men for men.
Okay.
It's not. It's not from our culture. We took it from Western culture, and usually our marriage ceremony it's something like big party. If we talk about marriage which is in the country, so it can be a ceremony for 200, 300 people.
Wow, really?
And people celebrate for several days. Yes, 2 or 3 days. It's normal. Wow. Yes, normal. Yes. If we talk about celebration in the city, it's not so big party. It's approximately 50 people. I can say about it because I had a sister and I have brother who had with ceremony. Personally, I am totally against with ceremony, and when I got married, we refused from it because from my point of view, it's very it's my point of view, of course, but I think it's very stupid tradition because marriage it's something like connect only with you and your wife, and
Sorry, what did you refuse? What did you refuse from what?
with celebration. So I have official ceremony in department organization when we received documents, but we don't have marriage party.
Okay.
After married to dance, to sing, yeah? This kind of thing.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay. In English, we have traditionally we have the ceremony, usually in a church, and then we also have what we call the reception, the big party, which is what Roman is talking about. There's two parts to the wedding. There's the ceremony, and you stand there and you exchange rings and till death do you part. And then there's the reception, the big party. Lots of food, drinking, dancing, all of that fun stuff. Okay. Interesting. That was very interesting. Chow.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Tell us about a Chinese wedding. What happened?
There are a lot traditions in the Chinese wedding, and I guess I need to learn it for 1 month to just get it. And my girlfriend always said, "You should learn it. You should learn it in advance."
Yeah, you should. Okay.
I know. And for the material side, and the man need to buy the house and give the gift before the wedding, and like the car or some luxury, something like that. And also in this wedding, and the man would to take their car. There is a team of the car. I mean, they just drop the car to the. There are a bunch of the car from the man would organize many cars to get to the bride's home, and the man would the man would give some money to the woman's family, and the woman's especially give the children just for some, I don't know, for fun or something. And the man need to hold the bribe to just go hold the bribe with his arm and to the cars, and it may be some long distance between her home and the car, so it need to, my suggestion is you need to exercise your muscle before your wedding.
What? Why? Wait a second.
Yeah.
Why do you have to exercise your muscles?
Because you need to hold your wife from. Yes.
Carry her?
Yes. Yeah, not carry her, but you just can't get her touch the floor and.
Okay,
yes,
well, that's carry her. All right.
And carry her, and yes, so, and also in the wedding we have a big party, and there are many relatives and friends in this party, and they are just have many food and drink, and also they would exchange the rings, just learning from the Western wedding, and they would bow to the, there's 3 balls, I think. The first is for this guard or sky or something, and the second is for the, oh, I forgot. Let me see. The second is for the parents. Yes, and the third is just bow to each other, and after the party, and the funny thing is the closest friends would rushed into the couple's home, the house, the room. I mean, they would and they just have fun with especially with the husbands, the men, and they can't do anything with the man. They just make fun with him, and yeah, that's it. But there are many most nitty-gritty things about this Chinese wedding. You need to learn a lot about it.
Okay, nitty gritty, like details, many details.
Yes.
What do the bride and groom wear? What is the clothing?
I guess suit. Yes.
Suit, like Western style suit?
Yes, Western style suit, and the bride wear the white suit, white. Yes.
Wedding gown, a really
gown. Yes.
yeah, a really
Maybe she will
fancy dress.
She will change some. Maybe she will wear two sets of a gown during this wedding.
Okay. Yeah, actually, that's another point that you can when you're talking about weddings in your country. Is it stupidly expensive?
Yes, stupidly expensive.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, well, I think Roman was making that point earlier, and yeah, people tend to go way over the top, spend a lot of money, everything. A wedding dress costs a fortune. Everything costs a fortune. Yeah.
Yes, and it also shows the man's wealth or something, just to yes, and the annoying things for me and for the obviously many Chinese, that is, if you don't have a house, you can't buy your. No, I'm sorry, you can't marry your girlfriend, and so it is a problem. But recently there is a new trend named naked marriage. The couple naked marriage, and the couple have no house and not too much money, and they just get married. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's tough. If you can't get married till you get a house. Wow, that's difficult. Okay. Igor.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about Moldova. Describe a wedding to me. Do people?
Yeah. Do people what?
I was going to ask, do people ever elope?
What is elope?
Good. Elope means to run away from the family, run away from everyone, and have a very quiet, private wedding.
No, usually 90% I haven't heard something like that. Usually when there is a wedding, they announce about their wedding half year before this wedding. All relatives, all colleagues from their work, for example, where they work, that newlyweds, that will be newlyweds. So when is the wedding, they go to the church and go to the where you sign these wedding documents. What is that?
Where you sign the wedding documents?
Yeah, that you are aware.
I don't know. In the United States, you do have to sign documents, but you generally do that before the actual wedding, and it's not part of the ceremony or anything. It could be at a county courthouse.
Office. I just looked. Registry office.
Registry office?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's not the correct name, but the idea that they go there and they sign that they husband and wife.
Okay.
So it's it's very now it's a trend to do this, to go to sign these documents. After that, to the church. And after that, to do a party, and all in one day. So party starts after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, yeah?
Yeah.
So
right.
2 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 4 o'clock, maybe 6, and finish at 6 o'clock in the morning, or 4 o'clock in the morning, it depends.
Right.
So and this party, this reception, and there they all people dance, eat, sing, they have a lot of fun, karaoke, all kind of things. I don't know. They're drunk there, maybe not all people, of course, but about 30% of the all people. They kind of drunk. They're not clear there. So and after that, wedding is finished. Not wedding, but party of wedding. And the newlyweds go to the honeymoon in one of beautiful countries, warm countries. For example, if you have a lot of money, if they kind of not rich, but they have a good job, maybe they go to Maldives. It's a very common place to go there. It's very the newlyweds like to go there because they have after that beautiful photos of Maldives where they on the beaches and very beautiful. But if they do not have a lot of money, they may go to Egypt, to Turkey, to countries that it's not so expensive to go there.
Okay.
So this is and they receive at this party. They receive money from the all participants of the party. Is the most important thing that you do not go there without nothing, but you go with a sum of money, and it depends how you know that person. For example, if you work with that person, you bring more money. If you a relative, you bring more money than that person. And they have newlyweds. They have I don't know how to say, but they have the principals in that weddings. The two persons that they are the guests, principal guests.
Okay. Well,
the most important guests.
They have the bride and the groom, and then the bride usually has a best man. His brother or best friend or something. Something like that. And they have two, woman and a man, and those persons too. They bring more expensive. Expensive what? Okay.
For example, if you give a present, expensive presents, or they give more money. So usually it's about maybe a car they can give or something else. And the parents of newlyweds, they usually give, if they have, of course, money, an apartment maybe, or a car, or a lot of money. So after the wedding, newlyweds have, usually, they have a lot of money and they can buy or maybe something expensive for them.
Okay, wow, those are nice gifts. A car, wow. Okay. All right. As I said,
it depends on weddings. If in countryside, of course, they don't have this. But in city, in our city, so at weddings where I was, they usually and they say on that party, I give for the newly weddings a car, and they give keys like a show, you know. There are cameras and many cameras, many photo cameras, and they all the moments with they capture or what they do. They shot. Or,
what?
When with cameras, they is a wedding, and they what do?
They. What? They take a lot of pictures. I don't know. Snap photos.
Yeah. So and the cameras, video cameras, and after that they give this video, this wedding. They give to all guests, so you can look at you after that.
You can look at yourself saying, "And I give to the bride and groom a new car."
And usually all the guests, for example, usually here in my country, it's 100 guests on the wedding.
Okay.
100. It's average wedding.
Okay.
Maybe 200. It's not so common. It's very many people, but usually 80 people or 100. No, I think no. 50 is the minimum. people. So they all people they say, I give to the newlyweds, for example, $1,000, and all people and cameras capture this moment.
That's
So
kind of funny.
newlyweds know how much you give to them, and this is very important thing to give more. If they
yeah,
your colleagues of the work.
Like a competition almost.
Not competition, but it's very. It would be very strange to come to a wedding with
$5.
Yeah, it would be shame on you.
A new pencil.
Yeah, it will be all guests will be laughing at you.
Yeah.
If you would come with $5.
All right. How horribly embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay. Roxanne?
I want to ask Igor, where do you live? You live in Swiss?
No, I live in Moldova.
Oh, it's so rich country because too many presents.
No, it's not rich,
right?
but usually we have people. Our people, they do not have here a job, so about 30% of population they go in Europe to work, and they work in Italy, in countries like Italy, like usually Italy, because language is very with our language is the same with Romanian language. So usually when they come from Italy, they come with money, and they have money to give on the wedding.
Quickly to marry it, yeah?
Yeah, but I mean that guests who come to the wedding, they usually 30% of the guests they come from the abroad to the wedding.
Ah, interesting.
So they come with money.
Yeah.
If people don't have money, it's no merit. Because
Sorry?
some country, yes, if people don't have money, no merit. Because some country, if men don't have money, cannot to marry it all life. Maybe stay alone.
Okay. So if a man, in
Like
particular, doesn't have
India.
money, he can't
For
get
what?
married.
For wedding? For wedding? Do they have money for wedding? Or
Roxanne?
for life?
For everything.
Usually here, all young people, they have money. If they do not have, they go to work to Italy, and they come with money. They have some money for living.
Okay.
And in my country, we have almost the same tradition, but many of wedding ceremony in my country do it on credit. It's so stupid.
For a life.
Yes, they celebrate.
If divorce after 1 month, who pay? Who will pay for this ceremony?
Parents, because parents.
Oh
Yes,
my God.
yes, it's so
Yeah.
stupid. But our people very like stand out
Decoration.
between other people. Yes, they want to show how is the rich, and I think it's because most of our people poor mind, or I can poor mind or something like this.
Okay. All right.
They want to show that they have money, that I'm rich. I'm not like you. I'm
Okay.
In Kazakhstan, it also happened like this. That's why we live like war. We live. It's very bad because everybody take credit to celebrate, to show for everybody they reach, and after have a problem. I don't understand people who make like this.
Here in my country, it's very unusual to take credit for a wedding. Usually, parents help friends, relatives with money, and after the wedding, you have you have a lot of money from the guests, because guests usually come with money, because it's a shame to come with small amount of money on the wedding. If you come with small amount of money on the wedding, it's like you do not respect that you're not something normal person.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Right. In Western culture or American culture, usually the father of the bride pays for everything. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes the couple getting married pays for the wedding if the father of the bride is not a wealthy man. But the tradition is for the father of the bride to pay. Oh, hooray! I have two daughters, and the same here in the Philippines. Um, yeah, I'm saving money already. But usually that's the case. The father of the bride pays, and it is very common, especially in the Philippines where I am now. It is very common to take credit or to borrow money for the wedding. Very common, unfortunately, and it happens a lot here. Uh, Nadia, are you still with me here? Nadia,
Yes.
can I ask you a very personal question? Are you married?
You can ask. It depends whether I'm going to answer.
Good answer. Are you married?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Very good. And what did you have a wedding ceremony? And was it lovely?
It was lovely. Who didn't have a lovely wedding ceremony?
I
Everybody
don't know.
had.
I don't know. I've seen some TV shows where horrible things happen and the family ends up fighting each other, or the bride and groom fall down when they're dancing, and or
You
their
know,
hair
I
catches
don't
on
know.
fire.
Mass media, for a definite reason, they prefer to find this sort of stuff and
Yeah.
show it in a sensational way. I just
Yeah.
wanted to say that, I have your saying, tastes differ. And I wouldn't say that in this former Soviet Union countries there are some obligations to celebrate your wedding in this or that style. As tastes differ and people taste differ when they celebrate their wedding. Everything is different and depends on your cultural background, on your educational background, on your income, on your being reasonable and sensitive and all this stuff. People are different and they celebrate their wedding ceremonies differently. Someone thinks that it's a must to invite 100 people, 200 people, 500 people, to give cars, to take a loan from the bank, to just blow your wedding party into other people's eyes or something like that. But other people think differently. They don't do this stuff. They celebrate, they go to the city registration office and then to the church, and they have only their kin standing next to them, two mothers, two fathers, if they're lucky to have their mothers and fathers alive, a grandfather, cousins, something like that, and they celebrate their weddings only with close relatives, nothing more, and they don't blow up big sums of money, they don't take loans from the bank, they even don't go on a honeymoon, or they spend all this money which was presented to them on their travel. It might not be going abroad, it might be just going to some lovely countryside or somewhere not far from their city or from their country. People are different. There are no always your choice. You decide what to do and how to do it.
Right. Do people ever elope? Do they run away and get married just themselves?
Like Romeo and Juliet, you mean?
Yeah, that is what I mean. That's very good.
If their relatives don't like the fact that their kids are going to get married, let's say a Jewish guy is going to marry a Russian Orthodox girl, but I have never heard about this, but just in case.
Okay, all right.
It might happen, but they don't elope, they just go to the city registration office and register their marriage, and then they reveal this fact to their relatives, and they know that anyway their moms and dads, they love them, whatever bad things they do, and they hope that everything will turn for the better.
Okay, yes. All right. In the United States, most people have a traditional wedding. In the Philippines, definitely traditional. People eloping in the Philippines is very rare. It happens fairly well, not often, but I don't know, 5% maybe in the United States. It's kind of common in a way, and many people will go to Las Vegas. In
Mm-hmm.
fact, in Las Vegas is famous for elopements and sudden weddings. In fact, in Las Vegas, you can, if you want to, you can actually drive. They have drive-through wedding chapels, just like when you drive through McDonald's. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you drive up to the first window. I'd like a cheeseburger. I'd like a quarter pounder and French fries and a large Coke. Okay, same idea. You drive up with your bride to be, and you pull up to the first window, and you say, "Yes, we'd like a marriage ceremony. We we'd like to buy 2 rings, and we would like a certificate, and we'd like a book with wedding photos." You put in your order, and then you drive forward, and there's actually inside the building, there's a minister with a Bible, and he says, "Okay, do you, Sally, take George to be your lawfully wedded husband? Do you, George, take Sally?" And you drive around and you pay, and just like that, you're married. Yay! Like fast food. That really exists. I'm not making that up either. Is that crazy or what? But gets rid of all
Does it
that
have any?
stress.
Does it have serious consequences? Does it mean that you're officially married, or it
Oh
just
yes,
it's not? It's not
it,
legal.
it is legal. It's
It's
totally
legal. So
100% legal. Yes.
So in that film Hangover, it meant that that guy really married that lady
Exactly. That was an
before
example.
his
Yeah.
wedding. Devil.
Yeah. Devil. Funny. Okay, class. Thank you for the very interesting discussion. Excuse me. I have to go now because I have another class.